Hey internet! Today I'm bringing you another fun-filled video about supernatural creatures, Wendigos to be specific. If you've seen the first season of Supernatural, you already know what I'm talking about because these things are freaking scary. Legends about Wendigos have been around since before anyone can remember. They're mostly found in the northern United States and Canada in mountain ranges and forests. There are other names for the Wendigo as well, including Wendigo, Wetigo, Wetico, Wetigo, and a whole bunch of others that I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I probably butchered those ones. But all of them roughly translate to evil that devours. Wendigos come from a Native American legend, and according to that legend, Wendigos were once human beings. During winters where food is scarce, it's not completely unheard of for people to resort to cannibalism as a way to survive. And if someone did go all Hannibal Lecter and started munching on people, he'd be transformed into a Wendigo, which is basically a creature that eats human flesh. There's another version of the legend that says in addition to cannibalism, humans can be possessed by the demonic spirits of Wendigos even if they just cross its path. Can you imagine that? Like one day you're just, walking around, oh, excuse me, sir, like I didn't see you there. And the next day you're sitting on a couch with a big tasty hunk of human meat. Just chowing down, really getting in there nice and deep like. Sounds like my typical Tuesday. Ugh, that's disgusting. There are a couple different physical descriptions of Wendigos. Some say they're 15 feet tall and covered in matted hair. Others say they're so thin they can only be seen from straight on because if they turn to the side, they're invisible. Generally though, Wendigos have gray skin stretched over their protruding bones, so they basically look like a corpse. They also have sunken, glowing yellow eyes, yellow teeth, and no lips. And if you're ever anywhere near a Wendigo, you'll know. They smell like rotting corpses in the later stages of decomposition. So I imagine that's a pretty distinctive smell. The one thing that really characterizes Wendigos though is their insatiable hunger for human flesh. Because they're originally humans who cannibalize other people, once they're turned into Wendigos, they have this craving for human meat that can never be satisfied. There's one version of the legend that says with every human that a Wendigo eats, it grows in size proportional to that human, which is why they're never satisfied because they never stop growing. Wendigos are near perfect hunters and never stop hunting for more humans to eat. They hunt mostly in the winter or in times of famine. There have been a lot of cases of disappearances that were blamed on Wendigos. There's only one way to kill a Wendigo. It has a heart made of complete ice, so you essentially have to melt it. You literally have to kill it with fire. There's actually an illness called Wendigo psychosis. It basically makes people crave the taste of human flesh. When families go through a time where there's very little food, they start to see the people around them as being edible. They also have an exaggerated fear of becoming cannibals. I would really hate to have that. Hey honey, what do you want for dinner tonight? I don't know, maybe a nice steak or your face. So that concludes another thrilling episode of Alex rambles about supernatural creatures and probably scares the pants off the people who live in her building. I'm probably gonna have to shorten that name. I'm going to go into more detail in my blog post, so if you want to go read that, awesome. Links in the doobly-doo. The air just went off and it got really quiet. That's really awkward. Everyone in the hallway can hear me. Oh well. You can't hug every cat.